I don't think I've played every single Awakenings festival. The first time was 2003, and I might have missed one or two in between. But since then, yeah, pretty much everything.
I hear you've been making and producing a lot of music lately. Is that true?
Yes, I always make a lot of music. I mean, that's kind of the reason I'm in this business. You know, I don't really want to call it a business, but music is my life. So I always make a lot of music. I try to work on a new album at the moment.
Can you say anything about that yet?
I try not to say too much about an album anymore. The last one took a few years to make, and I've announced it a few times, and then I always had to postpone. So I'm not making any promises this time.
Well, not to talk about an album or release in particular, but what has inspired you the most over the last few months, which will find its way into your music?
What inspires me in music mostly is trying to do something out of the ordinary, something different, something that is not necessarily only the music that I play in my DJ sets. But also music that is, you know, coming from a different angle. So maybe something without any drums, or something very melodic, or something more ambient-like. Basically, it can really be anything. And then, you know, it's basically the wide spectrum of music that I really like, which is also coincidentally the same name of a new brand that I started this year, which is Spectrum. And the reason I chose it is because I think the diversity of music should be celebrated every single day.
This concept Spectrum that you mentioned, you explained why you call it Spectrum and what it's about, but how do you translate that to a show?
The way to translate the Spectrum brand to the show is by curating a lineup that is very diverse as well. Like today we have Black Rose and the Black Madonna, and Weevil and Underscore and Kink, all very, very different artists. But I think altogether they create a very interesting, musically diverse lineup, and that's really what Spectrum is all about.
Here you have everyone. You have the purists, you have the explorists, you have the people that want their new kicks every now and then. So is a festival a good place to introduce a diversity of styles?
I think a festival is really good for this. I mean, the stage that I'm hosting today is a slightly smaller stage, so you don't have to cater for like 10,000 people at once. It's more like a 3,000 people crowd, I think. So it's easier to switch from one musical direction to another, and the energy is very different as well. Like it's a lot more laid back in a way, and people are not only expecting like hands in the air banging techno. So I think, you know, like if you have an open crowd, it's always going to work.
In October you're doing ADE with Awakenings also in the Gashouder. This will be a Joris Voorn and Friends.
At Awakenings I've always done the Joris Voorn Invites and Joris Voorn and Friends stage. Just me and my friends playing there together with Awakenings. It's a very strong concept already.
And who is the friends that you're going to bring this year?
This year it's going to be a very strong lineup, I think. Some very heavyweight classic DJs like Sven Veit and Slam, and then some new guys like Kulsh, who's obviously done really well the last couple of years. And who else do we have? Nastia, a great DJ, and myself.
How's the rest of the summer looking for you?
The summer's looking busy. There's a lot of Ibiza this year. I'm doing a residency In the Dark at the new High Club, which used to be Space. So I'm going to be there almost every Thursday. And besides that, a lot of festivals. I just came from Madrid, an amazing big festival called A Summer Story. A lot more festivals like that, anywhere from Germany to the UK, Spain again. I try not to think too much, because otherwise I'm just going to be too stressed.
Yeah, well, you don't strike me as a very easily stressed out person.
I try not to get stressed too much, and I try not to let like uncontrollable things stress me too much. I mean, if I look at all the gigs that I'm going to do the whole summer, then I'm probably like but I just try to look at it like week by week.
What do you do to like totally relax? If there's any time to do that.
What I do to relax in the summer especially is try not to work too much, not to push myself into going into the studio when the sun is shining. you know, like hang out with my kids, just spend time with my family, which is really important as well.
And that's maybe the main. Well, we've been asking people here at the festival, like, what inspires you the most? What's the reason that you make music, and what inspires you to make music? And most people answered, well, just life, actually. Life inspires music.
No, of course, yeah. I mean, everything in life is what inspires you. And I think that's how it should be, because if you stop letting life inspire you, then you're going to be a robot, and a robot, I don't think has. A robot can do a lot of things, but I don't think it can really touch people's heart by making music.